Okay, guys. Now, welcome to Ask MBA. Now, guys, as I thought we are going to go live now. XAT examination registration is on, and now there are students, they really do not know how to approach XAT examination RC, and they compare it with CAT examination. Usually, students are preparing for CAT exam, but somehow they are always in a confusion state, in a confused state that whether XAT examination RC is difficult or easy. स्टूडेंट्स के मन में ना बहुत ज्यादा क्वेश्चंस रहते हैं. सो आई एम गोइंग टू गिव यू अ स्मॉल सेशन विच इज लाइव ऑफ कोर्स, एंड वील बी गोइंग लाइव regularly, focusing on CAT and XAT, both the examinations, and whatever it is, we will be informing you. You guys can subscribe to Ask MBA channel, and of course, we'll be providing you quality content online, free of course. And not just in today's session, I am going to talk about how to approach RC, but will be also solving question which was asked in XAT 2022. So you're going to get a nice bit of hang of it. Okay, so let's get started. So sabse pehli cheez, now what is it? Reading comprehension RC in XAT requires a unique strategy compared to CAT because of philosophical, abstract or socio-political passages. What I mean by this, that means that in CAT examination you might get passages which are on topics like finance, history, marketing, psychology, but then in XAT examination it is going to be philosophical. Now what do you mean by philosophical? मतलब कोई इंसान किसी चीज की बात कर रहा है, it is a philosophy, it's not practical, it is to think, उस टाइप के passages. Abstract यानी कुछ भी random. और social politics, maybe economics, politics, so those kind of passages. Now CAT exam में guys, आपको जब वो जो पैसेजेस मिलते हैं ना, वो पैसेजेस का फंडा ये रहता है कि कैट एग्जामिनेशन में दे माइट बी गिविंग यू अ पैसेज ऑन फाइनेंस, इट माइट बी ऑन ह्यूमन रिसोर्स, ज्यादातर साइकोलॉजी के ऊपर पैसेजेस पूछे जाते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स गेट कंफ्यूज. बट नाउ इन XAT एग्जाम you won't be getting questions directly on those topics. So why it is like this? Because examiner doesn't want you to be in the comfort zone of getting a passage which you usually read. ओके, तो फिलोसॉफिकल टाइप के पैसेजेस यूजुअली लोग रीड नहीं करते, रैंडम टॉपिक्स और सोशल पॉलिटिक्स टाइप के पैसेजेस लोग रीड नहीं करते, सो दैट यू गाइज आर चैलेंज्ड. नाउ इन्फरेंशियल, एनालिटिकल और क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग क्वेश्चन, मतलब इन्फ्रेंस मीन्स मॉरल ऑफ द स्टोरी, अंडरस्टैंडिंग, ठीक है, मॉरल ऑफ द स्टोरी, उस टाइप के पैसेजेस रहते हैं. यू नीड टू एनालाइज. एनालिटिकल, critical means important. You need to either support the understanding, goes against the understanding. इसी के ऊपर decision making का भी एक session होता है. Of course, I will be giving you that. देखिए later on that we will be doing it. Do not worry. And multiple close answer options. So these can, what do you mean by multiple close answer options? That means maybe let's say 4 or 5 or 6 options are given and you will be confused in 2 or 3 options. So this is the challenge a student gets. So XAT examination में इस टाइप के क्वेश्चंस होते हैं, बट लेट मी टेल यू दे आर नॉट डिफिकल्ट इफ यू नो हाउ टू डू इट. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे इट्स इंग्लिश. अगर मुझे इंग्लिश समझ में आती है, अप्रोच आता है, तो किसी भी टाइप का क्वेश्चन हो मैं कर सकता हूं. Now, what you are supposed to do before you read the passage. Now, the moment you are in the examination in front of a computer screen, आपको पैसेज देख के समझ में आएगा कि that yes, this is RC, everything is perfect. Okay. Okay. So now let's see, before you read the passage, वो तो हमारी बात हुई. Before you read the passage, what you're supposed to do? You are supposed to read few questions and options to gauge the passage. मतलब एक passage दिया रहेगा, मुझे उसके questions पढ़ने हैं, उसके options पढ़ने हैं, so that I can summarize the passage. And of course, I also understand whether I am going to invest my time in this kind of question or in that type of RC or not. Let's understand this thing by the passage itself. अगर मैं passage से देखता हूँ, if you see here, यहाँ पे passage दिया हुआ है. So what I'm going to do, firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the question and the option. तो क्वेश्चन और ऑप्शन पढ़ने के बाद मुझे एक आइडिया आ जाएगा कि भाई किस टाइप का टॉपिक है, क्या है. सो फॉर एग्जांपल, which of the following statements can be best inferred from the passage? Means understandable. Moral of the passage: both the liar and the bullshitter live in their own worlds of realities. Both the liar and the bullshitter are not bound by any conviction. Both the liar. So you do not need to go further. You need to understand. After reading one question and two or three options, once you understand that what the passage is about, do not force yourself and moving forward. I understood that the passage is about, this passage is going to talk about maybe someone about liar or a bullshitter, someone who lies and someone who's bullshitting. So you can talk about, or you can think about, jokes apart, politicians, they do both. They lie and they bullshit. Okay. Why does the author say that the bullshitter's intention is neither to report the truth nor to conceal it? That means to confuse it. So I got an idea that the passage is going to be about comparison of someone who bullshits, who wastes your time, and someone who lies. तो ये रीडिंग कॉम्प्रीहेंशन के इस टाइप के होते हैं. सो दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्टेप यू डू. यू रीड द क्वेश्चन, you read the option to ask yourself, are you going to invest your time? Are you going to invest your time in attempting that question? Guys, understand, in XAT examination, there is no time bifurcation. And you might end up a lot of time attempting the passage or RC, which you shouldn't have. Prioritize passage with more number of questions for ROI on time invested. Now, of course, as common sense suggests, you saw there are 2 or 3 passages, but in one passage you just got 2 questions. In another passage you guys got more than 4 questions. So 4 plus questions you have. So of course you must attempt a passage where the number of questions are more. रिटर्न ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट मतलब कि मैं कितना टाइम इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ. गाइस समझो, एमबीए एंट्रेंस एग्जाम में टाइम इज योर करेंसी. टाइम इज द करेंसी विच यू आर सपोज टू इन्वेस्ट वाइजली. दैट इज द मनी यू हैव. In fact, in life also, you can earn money, but you cannot earn time. So time is the most important thing. Mentally relaxed and flexible. XAT RC is about interpreting deeply. You need to be mentally relaxed and calm and relaxed and flexible. XAT RC is about understanding the passage in depth, not just going through it. In CAT exam, even if you've got a basic idea, you can answer the questions. But in XAT examination, you need to get into the depth of the passage. Okay, so that is why there are many students, they say that XAT examination is difficult and whatnot. I'll not say it's difficult, but yes, it is definitely different than the CAT exam. So if you want, you guys can get in touch with us, and of course I'll train you for that. Now I hope you got it. Now let's try to solve this passage, but while reading the passage, now this is the second thing, and then before we practice, do this while reading the passage. Identify the main idea and author's tone. Logical flow is the author arguing, comparing, or questioning. You need to understand the logical flow. Whether the passage is about some argument, whether the author is comparing few things, or maybe the author or the passage is questioning a belief which is there in existence. Summarize each passage as you move forward. Let's say 3 पैसेज है, मैंने एक पैसेज पढ़ा. Before I go on to the next one, ask yourself, take a small pause, a few seconds, and ask yourself that what you have read, what you have understood. Do not worry if you do not get a word or maybe a line or even a whole paragraph. See guys, आपके पास options होंगे, आपको overall understanding पे question solve करने हैं. इसको कई लोग skimming और scanning भी कहते हैं. That means you skim the passage. The way you skim the milk, you get the butter. Similarly, you skim the passage and get the main idea. और यू स्कैन मीन्स ऊपर ऊपर से समझो. ठीक है, बात सही है. बट गाइज अंडरस्टैंड, अगर मुझे कोई वर्ड नहीं समझ रहा है, कोई लाइन नहीं समझ रही है, कोई पैसेज नहीं समझ रहा, you do not need to reread it. You do not have to memorize it. Why? Because the questions are going to be asked on understanding, not on what is exactly or directly mentioned in the paragraph, but what it implies. मतलब क्या होता है. ठीक है, तो of course, one second ना, तो मैं ये क्लीन करता हूं. लेट मी क्लीन दिस पार्ट एंड लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट. ये चीज हो गई. नाउ लेट्स प्रैक्टिस फ्यू प्रीवियसली आस्क्ड आरसी क्वेश्चंस टू गेट द वाइब ऑफ अप्रोचिंग द आरसी पैसेजेस ऑफ जैट एग्जाम। तो मैं कैसे करूंगा, आरसी पैसेजेस के जो है एग्जाम्स को सॉल्व करने के, वो मैं करूंगा अप्रोच जैट एग्जामिनेशन का उस तरीके से मैं करूंगा। ओके, तो लेट्स सॉल्व फ्यू क्वेश्चंस टू गेट द हैंग ऑफ इट। So this is how we were doing it. So what I'm going to do is, I have read the question and I've read few options. तो मुझे एक idea आ गया है कि भाई the passage is about liar and bullshitter. So now I'm going to read the passage. Now when I'm going to read the passage, okay, I am going to summarize it in my own words. So let's say, मैं अब यहाँ पे passage तो है नहीं, तो let's read till here first and summarize it. ठीक है, इतना पढ़ेंगे और इसको try करेंगे summarize करने की यहाँ तक. What is it? What bullshit essentially misrepresent is neither the state of affairs to which it refers nor the belief or the speaker. Concerning that state of affairs, those are what lies misrepresent by virtue of being false, since the bullshit need not be false, it different from lies in its misrepresentational intent. The bullshitter may not deceive us or even intend to do so, either about the facts or about what he takes the facts to be. What he does necessarily attempt to deceive us about is his enterprise. His only indispensably instinctive characteristic is that in a certain way he misrepresents what he is up to. So basically they are comparing the liars and the bullshitters. What you mean by bullshitters? या कुछ सेल्स पीपल होते हैं ना, सेल्स पीपल, नो डिसरिस्पेक्ट टू एनीवन हु इज इनटू सेल्स, बट दे नो दैट देयर प्रोडक्ट और देयर सर्विस सक्स, but they do not talk the main point. They just simply say something. It's like bullshitter are the people who confuse you about certain things, and liars who gives you wrong information or false information. ठीक है, bullshitter are the people who confuse you, and liars तो होते हैं वो तो चीज ही झूठ बोलते हैं या तो गलत चीज बताते हैं, but bullshitters क्या करते हैं, confuse करते हैं. So I'll give you some time to read this much. Take your time and try to summarize in the best way possible. And one more thing, even if you do not understand few lines, it's okay. एक more or less एक same idea लेके चलो, हो जाएगा. Try it, guys. Guys, do not worry if you do not understand a line or a passage. चलेगा. Main idea है, समझेगा. The way I simplified and summarized for myself. Let me read this part. This is the crux of the distinction between him and the liar. Both he and the liar represent themselves falsely as endeavoring to communicate the truth. The success of each depends upon deceiving us about that. Now, how to summarize this part? कि भाई अब उसने पहले comparison किसका किया, liars का, और किसका, bullshitters का. So I'll say L versus B, S bullshitters. Now they are being compared, how they are different, and now how they are similar. They are similar in deceiving us. The success of each depends upon deceiving us about that. What they are deceiving by misrepresenting, represent themselves falsely. Okay, but the fact about himself that the liar hides is that he is attempting to lead us away from a correct comprehension of reality. We are not to know that he wants us to believe something is supposed to be false. The fact about himself that the bullshitter hides, on the other hand, is that the truth values of his statements are of no central interest to him. What we are not to understand is that his intention is neither to report the truth nor to him. अब यहाँ पे उसने कंपेयर किया हुआ है कि भाई बुलशिटर और लायर में क्या होता है, लायर क्या करता है, आपको फैक्ट से दूर लेके जाता है, गलत बोलेगा, बट बुलशिटर को क्या है, वो सिर्फ डिसीव करेगा, उसको ट्रूथ से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. The bullshitter is going to give you the information in a way so that you get a certain kind of presentation or understanding of that person, right? So the fact about himself that the bullshitter to him, okay, you got an idea. This does not mean that his speech is anarchically impulsive, but that the motive guiding and controlling it is unconcerned with how the things about which he speaks truly are. It is impossible for someone to lie unless he thinks he knows the truth. Producing bullshit requires no such conviction. A person who lies is thereby responding to the truth, and he is to that extent respectful of it. Now you got an idea. So basically first they compared the bullshitters, liars. Guys, आपको simplify करना है. Now let's go to the part how to approach. Do these pointers while answering the passage. Eliminate options. Now what you guys are going to do, you guys are going to eliminate the options. Usually two are right, two are wrong, and close compare them carefully. For inference question, choose what is logically derived, not what you feel. Logically derived means as per the information what is there, not what you feel is right. For accept or not true questions, read very carefully, don't fall for traps. Sometimes where they say that the question is like, and this is a favorite of CAT examiner, in CAT exam you're going to get many questions on this concept, that please select the option which is not there or which is not true, or everything is mentioned except select the option that is the one. So ये वो चीज होती है जो हम लोग को वो ढूंढनी होती है जो मेंशन नहीं है. Usually we are searching for what is mentioned, but in these kind of questions you have to answer what is not there. Yes, buddy, there the exam. Students are coming for the offline batch. Okay, fair enough. So I give you some time. I want you guys to try to solve these questions. Three questions hai. Try to use option. Which of the following statement can be best inferred from the passage? That means understood. Moral. कि क्या बात कर रहा है वो. Both the liar and the bullshitter live in their own worlds of realities. Both the liars and the bullshitter are not bound by any conviction. Both the liar and the bullshitter misrepresent the truth. Both the liar and the bullshitter are guided by the truth. Definitely they are not guided by the truth. तो D तो मेरा आंसर कतई नहीं होगा. Both the liar and the bullshitter intend to deceive in their own ways. This could be my answer. This could be my answer. How you infer overall moral of the story. Both the liar and the bullshitter misrepresent the truth. Now guys, examiner क्या करेगा ना? Examiner आपको right answers देगा, but you have to select the best possible one. So first let me give you an idea, and then of course I'm going to give you the understanding. Why does the author say that the bullshitter's intention is neither to report the truth nor to conceal it? Because bullshitters are not conceiving about the truth, convinced about, because bullshitters know the truth, because bullshitters are respectful to the truth, because bullshitters do not find the truth useful, because bullshitters are not like to deceive. ये तो आंसर मेरा ई तो बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. Bullshitters do not find the truth useful. Bullshitters are respectful to the truth. अब guys C और E मेरा आंसर नहीं होगा. I'm trying to figure out what is definitely not my answer. Check the third one. I'm not giving you the answers yet. Most of you must have already got the answer. When will a liar best turn into a bullshitter? When it converts, or being from being a liar to being a bullshitter. When a liar stops responding to the truth. When a liar focuses on the outcome and not on telling lies. When a liar stops misrepresenting the state of affairs. When a liar stops worrying about the correct comprehension of reality. When a liar lies to people about his intention. ये आंसर नहीं लग रहा सही. Think. I'm just giving you a way. Think what could be the answer. Definitely guys, E is the answer here. This is the answer, and D is the answer here. इसका आंसर D है. इसका आंसर ई है और इसका आंसर बी है. When a liar focuses only outcomes and not on telling lies. अगर तुम notice करोगे ना, if you relax yourself, now many of you guys, when you guys were solving the question, you guys must have got the right answer, but you must have confused yourself by making it complicated in your head. You must have overthought about the stuff. So do not overthink while solving the question. Now I know it's easier said than done. Even I am also an overthinker. But then at the same point in time, I overthink in personal life. In exam, try to be calm and relaxed as possible. Trust your understanding, trust your gut feeling. Trust me, what your gut says is usually the answer. Even if your gut is going wrong, most of the questions which you are attempting on the gut feeling after getting the approach right and understanding right is going to give you way more marks than the required cutoff. Okay? So I hope this small live is going to give you an idea on how to solve the questions. So everything is done and dusted. I hope you guys are going to do good. Guys are going to do great. And let's end the session. Thank you guys.